Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Before we get going, I would like to say, once again, the last time I did a video I was saying about the subscribers, but now we're at 55 subscribers. I can't remember what I said about that before, like 40 something, 43 or something. But yeah, you keep subscribing, guys. I don't know, you're obviously enjoying the content. You guys are great. Please do keep subscribing. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things I would change about my Abarth. Like, yeah. Just as a disclaimer, I love my car. I wouldn't change it for the world. But these are like, not everything's perfect. So these would be the things I would change about my car. Anyway, I'll see you when we get there. So, number 1 of the 5 things I don't like about my Abarth, and that really get on my nerves sometimes. The indicators are just a pain in the arse. They're so annoying, to be honest. Like, they have a mind of their own most of the time when I'm on the road. Like, if I want to indicate left, but the road goes slightly to the right, if I turn slightly to the right, because obviously not to go off the road, and I'm indicating left, the indicators would just switch themselves off. So half the time I find myself never actually using them around about, because if I tell them to go one way and I turn ever so slightly the other way, it doesn't make any difference. I don't know what's wrong with them. I think it's just, in sport mode, just an ever so slight turn of the steering wheel will cause the indicators to just muck up, basically. They get really very easily confused. Only at stationary junctions, you're not turning the wheel, or you're not veering in a certain direction that you want to turn in the opposite, that's when it's okay. Number 2, seating position. Now with this car, because of the seats it's got, so it's got the Sabelt black cloth seats and not the leather seats, but generally I think the bucket seats are the best seats to go for in this car. They don't have height adjustment. Now it's a big controversy among Abarth users, this is. I suppose it's probably more of an issue for taller drivers, as I'm not that tall and it doesn't cause me too much of an issue, so it's not a big issue for me, but I have to mention it as there has been times where I've been like, oh, I wish I could move the seat down ever so slightly. I've had taller passengers who have commented on the fact that it's quite a high ride, and even my dad in the previous video mentioned that you see it highly in this car, but it's highly situational, as I mentioned before. It would be nice if it was adjustable. I'm sure it wouldn't be that difficult, but I guess, I don't know. Another thing on the seats, it's the seating position reset. So I noticed like this in a lot of cars, but at least my previous car, my Corsa, I don't feel like it was this much of a problem. But the Abarth 595 is generally quite a small, short wheelbase car, so obviously you're not going to have the most amount of space in the back of passengers anyway. But basically, the seating position reset, I like to have my passenger seat fully back most of the time. Gives me better visibility. But if a passenger then comes in, or 2 passengers, and one wants to sit behind that passenger seat, if they get in, you've got to put the seat fully back to where it last was, and most of the time you can't because their legs are in the way and you're just going to crush them. So that is a real pain in the arse, I suppose. I mean, not for me, I don't really care, because I'm never a passenger of this car, so it doesn't bother me, and I usually don't let anyone get in behind my seat, because I like to keep my seat where it is, so I don't like to move it around. But yeah, for passengers, that can be quite annoying, especially if they're tall. It doesn't work if they're tall. So the position reset is a bit frustrating. Number four, the squeaky brakes. Now, the brakes are phenomenal, and I'm going to mention that in the 5 things I like the most about my Abarth, but because they're high performance brakes, being Brembo in this case, they like to squeak because of the build up of brake dust. And there's not really an awful lot you can do about it. You can clean the brake dust, but the brake dust is always going to continuously build up and come back. And it's not covered under warranty. I did have it cleaned about a month in after I got the car, because it became really squeaky, and it's not really supposed to happen that quick, but obviously it's starting to happen again now, 5-6 months down the road, and at least another 4,000 or 5,000 miles on the car compared to what it had before. But yeah, the brakes are extremely frustrating in the fact that you're just cruising around town, and then you just come to a stop and you want people to hear you coming because of the exhaust, not the squeaky brakes. Mentioning people hearing you coming, the road presence in this car is phenomenal. It's basically like you own a baby supercar, or a baby Ferrari, as I sometimes say. But yeah, more on that in a future video. Now, I said this was about 5 things, but the 5th point is like the little bits. If anyone sits in the back of the seats, quite often what you'll get is a rubbing texture. So even if it's clothing or a shoe, or like, you get little scuff marks all over the back of the seat, because I didn't opt for the carbon, so it's got that sort of rough matte black texture, and that can be quite annoying because you're constantly having to find yourself cleaning it, and it's an endless mission to try and keep that clean. No cruise control. Once again, just another small little thing. I had it in the Corsa. Like I said, this car isn't really built for long road trips. I mean, it wasn't built for long distance hauling. I mean, at the end of the day, the petrol tank isn't particularly big. The fuel economy is not bad for what it is, but this car wasn't really built for long haul journeys, so I suppose I understand why cruise control isn't on there, but once again, it would be nice if it was. I completely forgot to end the first part because I knew from the very beginning that this was going to be a 2-part thing, but I don't have an ending to the first part. I have an ending to the end, but that's not coming out till tomorrow. So for now, this is the end. Anyway, if you like this video, please do subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed, and look out for the next episode tomorrow.